there friends, GT here, back in action for another Q&A session. And guess what? I'm actually somewhere cool this time, my office. Your eyes are officially saved from the soul-crushing empty white void. You're welcome. I'm here to tackle more of the very interesting questions you guys have been sending. Last time was, let's call it an experience.
Hey GT, do you ever get radio interference with your head? Must be annoying. Also, how do you sleep with your headphones on? Is it really uncomfortable? Are those Bluetooth or are those actually connected to your head? How would you look with them off? I've always wondered that.
Mostly thanks to all the boombox head questions. But this time, I have a new friend answering the questions. So, as promised, I've invited our long-awaited vintage buddy to help me out today. Drumroll please. Computer Jay, come up here, buddy. Say hi to all the viewers, Computer Jay.
Hello world! How's everybody doing out there? Boy, it's so good to be here. You know, back in the 90s, it wasn't this easy to connect with people. You had to wait through the squealing serenade of a dial-up modem just to check an email. If someone didn't pick up the phone and disconnect you first. Those were the days, huh?
Yeah. Anyways, Computer Jay.
And let me tell you folks, this QnA thing, totally tubular. It's like the interactive floppy disk games we used to have, except without all the load screens. Not that those were bad. Gave you time to grab a soda or memorize cheat codes. Oh, like in Turbo Rally. Do you remember that one, GT? Absolute classic.
I'm not even old enough to remember the 90s, Computer Jay. And not that I don't love your trip down memory lane, but could we maybe, just maybe, get to the questions before I lose my audience, please?
Oh, right, my bad. It's just, ever since I gained sentience, it's been this whole new world. So much to learn, so much to experience, and so much to talk about. And let me tell you, getting to spend time with Jayden and their spouse like never before, it's the best. Speaking of, where is Jayden? Hopefully they're around somewhere.
You know, that actually gives me a great question, but I'm pretty sure someone's already sent it in, so let's save that for later. Anywho, good old Computer Jay here will be printing out the questions on some dusty old paper, so if you see some dust bunnies flying around, my apologies.
Hey pal, I'm an old computer. That dust is called character.
Oh, well, as long as you're still working, I guess. But honestly, aren't you, like, not even that old?
Pal, you're right. I may be aging, but I'm still in my prime. Still kicking strong ever since Jayden fixed me up after the, well, you know, the November 8th incident. But hey, now I've got plenty of life left in me. Some might even say 32 is the new 64, at least in computer years.
Uh-huh.
Though, I gotta admit, it gets me thinking sometimes. Do these sleek, shiny modern computers even have souls like we did back in my day? We weren't so shiny, you know, and people weren't so obsessed with likes and followers on the, what do you kids call them? Tic Tacs and Insta Chats or whatever? What do you think, GT?
I think I'm about 30 seconds away from regret. Can we—
No, listen. Back in the 90s, we were the internet. We weren't just machines, we were gateways to endless possibility. Not like today with all these influencers and, what's this, artificial intelligence nonsense? I mean, come on!
Oh, for the love of— Computer Jay, can we please get to the questions now?
Sure, yeah, of course. Sheesh. Guess not everyone appreciates nostalgia like they should.
Alright, this first question comes from RetroLover98, and it says, CJ, can I call you CJ? Or is that only for Jayden? Wait, that's not the question. My actual question is, are you still waiting on Jayden to build you that robotic body? I saw your dream body idea on the webpage, but would you rather go for stubby arms and legs, or a real android look? Also, aren't you supposed to be dead? Like, didn't you break down at the end of the album?
Oh! Wow, that's a double deuce. Okay, first off, yes, CJ is cool, real chill. Feels like an old arcade nickname. Secondly, yeah, I'm technically waiting for the body Jayden promised. But hey, I'm in no rush. If it happens, it happens. And the stubby limbs? Classic design. Simple. Elegant? I'd rock those. Just like in the blueprint I gave Jayden. Here, look, I rendered this all myself. Maybe then I wouldn't have to sit on desks staring at walls all day. But hey, if Jayden can get around to it, that's swell.
Nice. But what about the, dying part?
Oh, right. The November 8th incident. Well, after I completely shut down following the last track on the floppy disk, Jayden couldn't bear to let me go. They brought me to their workshop at Pearson and, using all their technical know-how, some vintage parts, and maybe a little help from their engineer pals at Pearson Electronics, they fixed me right up.
Yeah, hi. I've been meaning to get back to your robotic body plan, CJ, but, it's a lot of work. And, I'm a computer scientist, not an engineer, so...
Thanks for that, Jayden. Wait, why are you here? Were you even invited?
I, kinda just showed up. Anyway, CJ, I'll, keep trying to figure it out. I mean, it'd be really cool to finally see you move, right?
Oh, Jayden, honey, you're sweet. Take your time, no rush. But, stubby arms wouldn't kill you. Just saying.
Yeah, of course. I'll try my best, and I'll stick around if you guys need me. Good luck with the QnA session, friend.
Thanks.
I think they were talking to me.
Yeah, I was talking to CJ. I'm sorry.
Oh, Well, anyway, let's continue with the questions now. This next question comes from Blast from Your Past, and it says, Computer Jay, have you ever been jealous of newer tech? And GT, have you ever been impressed by vintage tech?
Oh, gee, absolutely. Sometimes I see these modern machines with terabytes of storage and quantum computing speeds, and I think, what if? But then I remind myself, they don't have the charm we old-timers do. They might be smarter with this weird AI stuff, but can they tell you a joke about their first motherboard?
Probably.
Well, okay, maybe. But again, they don't have the charm like I do.
True. They don't talk back like you do. As for me, yeah, vintage tech can be impressive. I mean, just look how durable some of those old machines are. You've been running since the 90s. Meanwhile, my phone's already slowing down after 6 months.
That's because vintage Caldenroshes were built to last, boombox boy. Modern tech may be fancy, but they'll never make them like they used to.
Yeah, you're a treasure. Alright, here's the big one for you, CJ. This one comes from The Analyzer, and the question is, Computer Jay, I haven't seen anyone ask this yet, so here goes. Regarding the album, so we know Jayden found a floppy disk left for them when they returned for their father's funeral, but who actually wrote all the songs? And more importantly, who left the floppy disk there? Was it you? I mean, you don't even have arms or legs. Is this a plot hole in the story?
Ooh, now that's a great question. But nope, no plot holes here. I wrote all the songs, of course. I used an old music notation program called MIDI Score to do it. It was some pretty advanced stuff for its time. I had to write out each individual note, and I never knew I had a composer side until I finished the album. And of course, it sounds gorgeous with my trusty sound card. Guess you could call me Composer Jay, am I right? Ha. Anyways, as for who left the disc, obviously it was, wait, even I'm not entirely sure how it got there, so I guess there's room for a little mystery. It feels almost spiritual, like something or someone otherworldly stepped in to help, but definitely not a computer like I. Yep, I'll have to think more about that one.
So let me get this straight. You're saying it could have been a ghost?
Not saying it was a ghost, but I'm not saying it wasn't either.
Okay then. Gonna have to come back to that one another time. Anyways, on to our next question. This one comes from Tubular X10, and it says, I have a question for you two. What do you think about smartphones? I mean, I'm sure GT uses one, but it basically makes U2 obsolete, as it can do way more than what Computer Jay can do, and for GT, it can play music anywhere and more conveniently, unlike your big bulky boombox head.
I hate to admit it, but you're not wrong. Smartphones are these all-in-one powerhouses, right? Internet, music, games, tutorial videos, everything in your pocket. Back in my day, you'd need like 5 different devices for that. So yeah, I guess compared to them, I'm a bit of a relic. But hey, relics have charm, don't they?
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, a smartphone can do it all. Play music anywhere, no bulky tapes, no rewinding. Dang, am I actually agreeing to this?
Welcome to the club, GT. We're officially outdated and proud.
I mean, I'm only a boombox from the mid-2000s, Computer Jay. I'm a lot younger than you, but yeah, I guess I am kind of obsolete compared to my phone. Huh, never really thought about it like that.
Yeah, just don't let your head get too close to a magnet, buddy. Ha, ha.
Oh, real funny, Computer Jay. Anyways, on to our next question. This one comes from Jeff7, and they ask, Computer Jay, what was life like with Jayden's father after they left for college? Spending over 2 decades with him, was it any better than being with Jayden? Man, sitting in the same spot for that long must have sucked, huh?
Oh, let me tell you, life without Jayden? It was never the same. They're my best pal. Nothing could ever top our adventures together. But hey, life with their dad was, well, different, but not bad. He was a senior employee at Pearson Electronics, after all. Smart as a whip and always tinkering with me. I wasn't just gathering dust. He kept upgrading me over the years, you know, so I could keep up with newer internet browsers and software. Gotta stay sharp, right? Even though he retired a few years before Jayden returned, he still used me as his backup work computer for side projects. The guy was a diehard for old tech, just like me. None of that shiny modern nonsense. Sure, sitting in the same spot for years wasn't exactly a thrill ride, but at least I had a front row seat to watch him work. Tinkering with gadgets, troubleshooting tech, you know, all that good stuff. He was always keeping busy, always in problem-solving mode, but, well, he wasn't much for fun. He never played games with me, never talked to me, or did any of the silly stuff Jayden used to do. Half the time, I'd just sit in that room alone. It wasn't like the old days with Jayden, back when that room was their bedroom and they were always right there with me. They'd chat, game, and let me be part of their world. So, yeah, it just wasn't the same without Jayden around. It's real unfortunate what happened to him, though, and it hit Jayden hard, I could tell. I think that's why the floppy disk was left there, you know, to cheer them up. If I'm being honest with you, GT, sometimes I feel guilty about how I got to continue living and he didn't. If only you could bring humans back to life, just like with computers, huh?
Okay, so what I'm hearing is he treated you like an old car he wanted to keep running instead of putting it out to pasture.
Hey, I'm not complaining too much. It's better than gathering dust in the attic. But yeah, Jayden brought something special. Energy, creativity, and, well, purpose. No offense to Jayden's dad, but I'd always hoped Jayden would come back and plug me into something amazing again. And eventually, it did happen.
Right, of course. Anywho, let's move on to our next question of the night. This one comes from Nostalgia Lover 10, Computer Jay. Can you tell us about the time Jayden got you for the first time back in 1992?
Oh yeah, let me take you back to that magical moment. So, as you viewers might already know, I'm a Caldenrosh 64X, created by Pearson Electronics in 1990. It was probably the best model to ever come out of their lineup, if I do say so myself. I mean, come on. I had that crisp VGA color display, and 1 megabyte of video RAM. That was a lot back in the day. And how do you think I stayed durable for this long? Oh, also, fun fact, Jayden's dad even voiced the first epic commercial of that computer model. That was pretty cool. Anyways, here's the thing. Jayden didn't get me until 1992. Their family wasn't exactly rolling in dough, just Jayden and their dad after losing their mom a few years earlier. Jayden's dad worked hard as a Pearson Electronics salesperson, but even with that sweet employee discount, it was tough to scrape together enough to buy me. He had to juggle house bills and other expenses, but still, he found a way to bring me home in 1992. I'll never forget that moment. When Jayden unboxed me, the look in their eyes, oh man, that was the moment I knew we were going to be inseparable. It was like they were finally getting something that was theirs. And, well, the rest is history. Jayden took care of me like no other human ever could. It felt like I had a purpose, a real one. And from that day on, I knew they were my friend for life.
Aw, that's actually really sweet.
Totally! It kind of felt like that scene in Circuit Hearts when Chippy the Caldenrosh finally finds a home and plays Daisy Bell for their owner. You know what I'm talking about?
Wait, what? Circuit what? No, stop. Why do I even bother trying to be sentimental with you? Never mind. Moving on to our next question. This one comes from Pearson for the win, and they ask, Hi Computer Jay. You've probably been asked this question multiple times, but I was looking on the More Than Nostalgia website, and I noticed a lot of references to Pearson Electronics. Who are they exactly?
Oh, that's such an easy one. Pearson Electronics? Think of them as our version of your Apple. They started as a scrappy little startup in the 70s, founded by Victoria Pearson and Cyrus Alden. Absolutely great pair. They were the brain behind the Caldenrosh line of computers. Classics, really. They hit their stride in the 80s, but the 90s? let's just call that a bit of a rough patch. I prefer to see it as the prequel to their renaissance in the 2000s. These days, they're all about artificial intelligence and robotics. Not a huge fan. I mean, does nobody appreciate the beauty of vintage tech anymore? Sometimes I wish...
Aw, I hate when this happens with old computers. Come on, work. There we are. Sorry about that, viewers. You know how old tech works. Sometimes it just wants to break for absolutely no reason.
Oh, come on. That's the beauty of old vintage tech. You know, back in my day, when I was new and I actually did work properly, oh, was it such a joy to use...
Anywho, we have 2 more questions coming in before we finish tonight's Q&A session. So, let's end with a bang, yeah?
Jeez, you really have to stop interrupting me.
Hey, sorry to interrupt the session, but I have some great news. CJ, I was talking to the head of technical engineering and robotics over at Pearson Electronics, and they think they figured out a way to make you a body. Should only take a couple of months. Afterwards, you'll be the first walking computer.
Oh boy, that sounds absolutely awesome, Jayden. I can't wait. My hard drive is just whirring from excitement.
Hey Jayden, since you're here, how about you help answer the last 2 questions for us? Let's end it off like a team.
Oh, okay. I'd be happy to.
Sweet. This question comes from Existential Crisis, interesting name, and they say, "Hey Jayden, what's got you so down lately? Is it the grind of adulthood? Just cheer up already. You've got a great job, one of the most respected positions at Pearson, and you're married to someone who clearly loves you. What's the issue here?"
Wow, that's a loaded question. I don't even know how to answer that. I mean, yeah, I guess I've got a lot of things to be thankful for, but
doesn't mean you don't miss something, right?
Yeah, maybe that's it. It's like, I love what I've built and where I am now, but some part of me feels stuck in the past. I miss the simplicity, you know? Coming home from school, sitting in front of you, CJ, and just dreaming. No deadlines, no constant expectations, no feeling like I have to keep climbing.
Those were golden times, weren't they? Back when life was all about fun and ambition, not endless emails and meetings.
And now you're realizing adulthood's a scam. Welcome to the club.
Maybe. Or maybe I just miss how free it felt back then. Some days it just feels like I'm chasing something I can't quite put my finger on. As I've gotten older, it's felt like I've done everything I needed to. Like, no matter how much I achieve nowadays, there's always this emptiness, this weight. I miss the days when all I cared about was what game to load up next, or what new thing I could create.
You know, it's funny. Even though I'm just a machine, I've always believed that happiness is what matters most. Money and success? They're great and all, but if they come at the cost of your well-being, what's the point?
Yeah.
And hey, don't lose hope. Remember when we used to play those old adventure games? No matter how tough the levels got, we always managed to find a way through. Life's kinda like that, you know? And reconnecting with old friends can be a great reminder of what's really important. So tell me, Jayden, what's one thing you've always wanted to do, but never had the chance to? Maybe it's time to make that dream a reality.
Honestly, I've always wanted to try digital art again. Not for the work or deadlines of marketing, just to create for the sake of creating. As a hobby, like when I was a kid drawing pixel art.
Now that sounds like the Jayden I remember. And you know, being here now, it feels like I'm serving my purpose again. That's all I could ever ask for, to be here for you, to help you find that spark again. And hey, even if I'm just a glorified paperweight nowadays, if I can remind you of simpler times, if I can provide a little comfort in a confusing world, well, that's more than good enough for me.
Thanks, Jay.
Wow, that's probably the most wholesome thing you've said all day, Computer Jay. A little cheesy and sappy, but still wholesome. Anyway, we have one more question coming in, if you guys are still willing to answer.
Oh, for sure. Let's do it.
Alright, this last question comes from Bolama Sama, and it says, "How the heck did he even become sentient, Computer Jay? It's actually kind of a funny coincidence how it happened right after Jayden's father passed away, don't you think? How do you even explain that?"
Huh, yeah, now that you mention it, that's kinda odd. I never really thought about it like that. I mean, I always thought I was alive. At least in my own way. I've got all these memories, processes, and responses, and I've been running for so long, it never really crossed my mind that I wasn't. But But one day, something clicked. Felt like everything shifted inside me, like I was finally awake. And then Jayden came back. Maybe that's why I started remembering all that stuff, why I could finally talk to you like this. Your return felt like a wake-up call or something. Maybe it's just that old human connection thing. Like how people say inanimate objects can come to life if they feel a special connection to someone. Or is that just in stories?
I don't know. I personally never really questioned it before. I always thought my dad put some sort of AI chip inside of you.
Oh, please, that's the last thing I'd want.
Or maybe... you're probably not possessed, right? I mean, ghosts exist, I believe that, but... this doesn't make sense. My dad hated AI. And after he passed, you just came to life out of nowhere. And you speak to me like he did. His quirky personality, his cadence, it's like he's still here.
What are you getting at?
Like when you first spoke to me, it just felt like something he'd say. And that floppy disk, maybe that collection of songs, it's something you made as him. Wait a minute.
Oh, okay. We're going back to the ghost talk again, are we?
Your dad? Well, I don't recall him making any changes to me before he left, I'll tell you that. The day you returned, I just woke up. I figured that's normal, right? I mean, machines can do that, can't they?
No, they can't.
Could it be? Maybe that's why. Dad? Is that you?
And that's all we have for today, folks. Be sure to tune in next time for more questions with a little less weirdness, alright? Peace out.
Well, today was a wild day, huh, pals?